I'm so excited. I purchased a seam allowance tool. I know I get a lot of questions about, especially when I'm sewing shoulder straps, how I get my lines so straight. And a lot of it is just practicing, doing it over and over again, the repetition of it. You just kind of get to know your sewing machine, where you hold your material. But I wanted to try to find something for new sewists or people who have been sewing for a while and they just haven't mastered this yet. So don't pay attention to this one line over here, but if you look at these lines right here, I purchased an item on Amazon, and you guys may already know it, but it's a seam allowance magnetic snap. And if you see, like, the distance between each of these stitches are exactly the same all the way down to where I stopped sewing. So I wanted to test it out before I suggested it to you guys. Hi, hey you guys. So if you look over here, the distance between the seams and even the edge of the material is the exact same from the start to the stop of the stitching. So I'm going to show you what I bought. I've also linked it in the description here. I purchased this for my actual sewing machine. This is not what I'm going to show you guys today, but this actually connects to the back, and then the foot presses down and you get the perfect seam allowance. But this is only for this sewing machine and like a couple others. So I bought this, but then I found something on Amazon that was like $6 and it's still on sale right now. It's like half off. So if you're interested in it, it's linked in the description. Buy it now before it goes back up to, like, I think $14. So I purchased this, but this is specific to this machine. So I wanted to find something that was universal, and I found this little magnetic one, and I was like, there's no way that a $6 piece of equipment will help me get straight stitch lines, but I've used it and I'm telling you it works. So this top piece comes up and it can hold your fabric down while you're sewing it. This part right here is what is going to have your fabric go along it so that it has a nice straight seam. So what you want to do is magnetic. I've tried it on my, I don't know if you can see over here, the sewing machine. The throat plate is metal, so it also magnetizes to my domestic sewing machine as well as this one, because this whole piece right here is pretty much metal. So I'm going to show you how to use it. Stick it down. It's a heavy magnet. It's not going anywhere. So what I would do, the only thing I dislike about it is that it leaves like really tiny marks, like they're not scratch marks, but little bitty marks on my sewing machine. So what I've done is I'll line it up, have it my finger down so it doesn't automatically engage, and then kind of see where I want it to go, and then just set it down. And then we're going to adjust it in a second. I have this piece of fabric. It's not stitched up, and I'm going to show you how I use it. So for this, I'm just going to put a piece of double-sided tape down the center and do folds just like I'm making a shoulder strap. I have that and love it so much. Yeah, I know. I just found out about it because, like I said, I wanted something specific for the sewing machine, but this right here, I want to say I paid like $60 for it. This was $6. All right, so just going to press each side down. It's just a really quick tutorial. All right, so I'm going to find out where I want my stitching just looking at my needle. And then if you want to adjust this right here, you can. And then check this out. So the material is butted up right against this. And then this is just going to hold it down. And then check this out. You're just pressing this up against this right here. Light pressure. You don't need a lot of pressure. And check out how straight that is. What you're looking for is the distance between the edge and where the stitch is, and you want it to be the same all the way down. So to show you that it's super accurate, I'm going to move it back just a little bit and do another stitch a little bit wider. Let me straighten it. So again, the distance between each of those two stitches are perfect. I am literally obsessed, and I'm so upset that I spent $60 on this that only fits this machine when I bought this for $6 and it fits both my domestic and my industrial. But how gorgeous is that? If you want to make them bigger, you can do that too. So I'll just, the further you move it away from your needle, the wider the stitching is. So this is going to go right down the center of this. And it's just literally one finger just holding this up, butted up against this part right here. So you can see it's perfectly straight and it's a perfect distance between the previous one. Let's see, that's the one I have. Mine was yeah, I know. This one was $60. But I could have just spent, I think it's like $6 or $7. It's less than 10 for this little guy right here. So your material goes right up against this. This just kind of keeps it down and in place. I could probably do without it just because I'm just holding my material up here, and I'm sure there's a way to remove it. It's not that big of a deal. But this is just going to hold your material down. Greetings from Arizona. Where did you get this guide? It's on my Amazon storefront. I've actually linked it in the description on this video. I need that for the zipper. Yes, I know. I looked at those, but didn't know if it really worked. I know, me too. That's why I went ahead and I bought this first, and then I was just on Amazon looking at some things. And I was like, there's no way this works for $6 or $7. And I'm telling you, it's perfect. If I didn't live in Hawaii and it would cost me more in shipping to probably send this back, I would just return this. But look how perfect that is. And honestly, this is linked in my storefront, so I get like pennies if you guys buy it from the link in my storefront. But I'm telling you, because it's worth it. And like I said, it's on sale right now. I don't know, especially if they get a lot of orders, if this will go higher. But it's worth it, and it totally works. Like I said, I haven't used it on the zip-around wallet, which is what I really want to try, which is really what I bought it for. But I'll let you guys know. Either way, $7 is a steal. You have clips on your material, they can get, yeah, so you'll need to remove the clips, but this is going to keep your material together. So for example, let me do this one. I'm just going to clip it together. But just like with sewing, you're going to have to remove the clips before you sew over them. But this little part right here is going to keep this folded down. So let's do this. I'll just do it all the way down. All right, let me get it where I want it. Like I said, I usually use my finger because it's really strong. Let's put it right here. All right, so this is going to keep your fabric held together until it gets up there to stitch. So yeah, you'll have to remove the clips, but it'll still actually be clipped down with this. So see how it's still held together, even with clips. And you have that perfect straight edge. You have the perfect distance from top to bottom. Oh, $6. Okay, thanks for saying that, Lisa. The top is adjustable for thickness. Yep, it sure is. So you just unscrew it, and then it just gets, I don't know if I'll be able to show you. As you unscrew it, it gets taller. I don't know if you can see that the distance between the bottom. See how it's not touching the fabric anymore? And then you just screw it down if you want it to actually touch the fabric. So yes, this is adjustable. And it's very springy, so even if you had it all the way down and you have a thicker material, it's going to still spring and hold it. It's not really stiff, but yes, you can adjust it for thickness. Obsessed. But if you're interested, this is $6 on sale right now. The link is in the description on this video. I also linked it on my website. If you go to butterbags.com, click on the 3 dashes, which is the menu, click on DIY and then Amazon storefront. You can find this under my tools section. All right, I'm going to run. I have some prep work to do for my live tomorrow. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you guys have a great Monday.